BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL, and much more. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline. The game starts here.
This shit feel like ain't seven. Put lines on through my ass. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like ain't seven.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Money Down on the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag. Shout out to our guy Ryan for the dope new intro. That was definitely fire. We were back in Madtown just a couple weekends ago. Had a great time going back for the Oregon game. Put together some firework for us, and that came out dope, man. What's going on, my man? Appreciate you tuning in with us. Appreciate you checking us out. We got Monday Night Football going on right now. We got the Ravens versus the Chargers. It's a really good football game. I thought this would be a tough matchup, for the Ravens. I actually picked the Chargers to win this football game. We'll see how it ends up, rolling out. But it looks like it's going to come down to the wire. Justin Herbert and company, J.K. Dobbins been running the rock. Lamar done, came back at him. Had Derrick Henry start to come alive. So it's a good little matchup. I figure it'd be tough. You got Jim Harbaugh versus John Harbaugh. You got the brotherly matchup going on. These guys are duking it out anytime they face off. Coaching against each other is always a good matchup. It's going to be physical, and it's going to be close. I don't know what you guys have seen from the Monday Night Football game so far.
Yeah, it's been a good game. We knew it was going to be a tough one. We knew that. I thought it was going to be a lot low scoring. So for it to be 17-13 at the half, it's exciting. But I enjoy the narrative of the Harbaugh brothers coaching against each other. Even when John Harbaugh was over at, was with the Niners, right? Having that Super Bowl game and all that stuff. Like, you got two really good head coaches, with really good teams, great schemes, obviously scheming each other up this game. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I think, I've been extremely impressed with the way the Chargers offense just been going out there and they're able to move. We've been hearing a lot about this Baltimore defense, obviously missing their best player out on defense with a hamstring injury. But at the same time, Justin Herbert, he's been putting together drives, and that's what you're going to need in order to, get that deep playoff run. Because now we're talking about teams that you kind of know, right, going to be in that second, third round, conversation as far as playoff picture. This the type of team, Justin Herbert will have to beat, come, week 1 or week 2 of the playoffs. So just to be able to see their offense move like that, Harbaugh definitely got, a different look to the offense, right? And it's been working so far. So hopefully, they can keep building on to what they're doing right now.
Yeah, shout out to Jim Harbaugh. I thought, him being a new head coach of the Chargers, they would get much better. I didn't think they'd be in playoff contention in his first season, but as of right now, they're in it and they're playing good ball. Offensively, I was kind of worried about, what type of weapons they would have if they'd be able to be productive and everything for Justin Herbert. And they've been doing it. Quentin Johnson, he done woke up in his second season. Defensively, they've always had the talent, just haven't executed at a high level. But with this coaching staff, new defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, he's really unlocked this team, and they're playing well. So we'll see how this Monday Night Football game ends up finishing out. But we have some other Week 12 matchups. I gotta start first. Well, he said Saquon's the new James White. Nah, Saquon better than me. Saquon better than me, man. He could do it all. You saw what he did, unfortunately against our guy, Warren Harris, LA Rams.
We're not gonna talk about it.
You gotta talk about
it. Hold on. So
he been we gotta talk about it. You right,
James? You could tell him, man. He's been cutting up in the group chat. They've been talking crazy.
Hey, him and our other friend Braylon, big Rams fans. They've been cutting up the last
out of the lead. We're gonna be all right.
So you know the rules, fam. If you're gonna dish it, you gotta be able
to. I take it, man.
That's fact. Yeah, they cut us up, bro. Broke a record on us.
Yeah, to me, it was like you guys are a tough matchup, for anybody. So it's just very impressive by the Eagles, in my opinion, the way they performed, the way they were able to handle you guys, especially their defense. Because they haven't really played, some of the better teams in the league, early on in the season. You guys present a great challenge for them, and their defense held their own against you guys. Puka Nacua had him a solid day and everything. They're able to rip the ball from Kyron Williams early on in the football game. That really shifted things. So, the Eagles defense is starting to come alive. Jalen Carter, he been balling. They were trying to double team him the entire game. So he was, kind of ineffective, but that's what happens when you one of those top dogs on the interior. But Saquon, he had himself a day. I mean, he's been locked in all year long. I mean, he could really be the difference maker, for this Eagles football team. Yeah. He definitely should be in that MVP conversation especially after that game. 250 on the ground. That's crazy. Like some of those runs
he had, 70-yard runs too,
bro. Like when he
how much did he have combined? I want to say
like 307 all purpose.
Yeah, like
damn. That was cooking. He's special, man. And we all knew he was motivated coming into the year with everything, how it went down with the Giants, with them kind of leaving him out to dry, and him ending up in that division. We all see what the Giants look like now. And clearly he's in the better spot. And like it's the perfect landing spot for him. You got a ton of weapons. I know Devontae Smith missed this game, but man, if he continues to run the ball like that, it lifts a lot of weight off Jalen Hurts' shoulders. There's a lot of weight off A.J. Brown and the rest of those guys. So Philly's definitely a dangerous team.
Yeah. I think if they keep playing like that too, like, I mean, you seen last night as well, like A.J., who going to be able to stop him one-on-one? You get what I'm saying? Because it's going to be either you have an extra defender to stop A.J. Again, also they was missing Devontae. Or you're going to load the box and try to stop Saquon, which I always battle between that because he is a home run hitter, right? All it takes is one person to be misplaced out their gap. And it's definitely
I ain't see that.
Ooh, I ain't share that with me.
On. I ain't I
did see you. Yeah, I did see that.
Everybody should know, man, like, our group chat, bro, it's a lot of sports and desserts.
And desserts, boy, yeah.
Desserts.
So we could talk about that because we're gonna talk about Thanksgiving, but that's one that's gonna put you down after you done ate that turkey and them yams and that mac, and you finish it off with that cinnamon roll cheesecake, but you done for a couple hours.
I did see. I forgot you did tweet that cinnamon roll cheesecake. No, pause. That joint was thick too.
hey, James, bro. They coming up with some
stuff, man. It's some creative people.
Let me put you hey, last Easter or this past Easter, it was either Easter or Memorial Day. I can't remember. I put together a cinnamon roll gooey butter cake, but. Yeah,
we gonna get to that.
When they see the live episode, they gonna for sure know why he did
it. They gonna know exactly why you love talking about desserts, man.
We cook in my crib.
I'm gonna take it to. Obviously, I gotta talk about the Patriots, man. They went down to Miami, and ever since I played for the Patriots, we've always struggled going down to Miami, no matter what their record is. Right now, Tua and company, they're trying to fight to get back in playoff contention. They've been rolling the last couple of weeks. And the Patriots played bad, plain and simple. It was bad on both sides of the ball. Offensive line couldn't protect nothing. The receivers weren't necessarily creating separation. Defensively couldn't stop anything. Jalen Waddle had a day. Jonnu Smith, one of our former teammates, going up against his former team for the second time, had himself a day. So I know a lot of fans would give him a ton of stuff when he's on our football, talking about how bad he was and everything. Not a bad football player whatsoever. He's actually really good. We just weren't able to use him properly and weren't able to allow him to, really capitalize on his talent. I think the Miami Dolphins being under Mike McDaniel, perfect landing spot for him. They're going to shift motion, get guys the ball in space, and he's a tough guy to bring down in the open space. But yeah, just very disappointing game. Sloppy. Wasn't the best coaching job and everything else. And I know the fans been really, raining down hard on Mayo and company, but they gotta relax. I will agree. It was awful. That was one of the worst performances I've seen from the team in quite some time. But you guys just gotta have a little bit more patience, man. I'm sure most of you guys, and I keep saying, the expectation for this team wasn't high to begin with. So I'm not sure what the expectation you guys have now, whether you just all of a sudden, since Drake May stepped in there, you think we're going to win a bunch of football games, which he wasn't able to really do too much this game because the protection was bad. They was getting after him. Chop Robinson, their defensive end looking like a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He was going crazy, which he's a talented player in this rookie season out of Penn State, but just gotta have some patience. Give Mayo some time. Like I said, he's gonna make some mistakes. I'm not saying Mayo is perfect. It's his first time as a head coach. He's gonna learn. You gotta learn on the fly, man. You're not gonna do everything perfectly. He's not gonna be Bill Belichick, as I keep saying. He's gonna do things, his way. He's gonna talk to the media differently than Bill. Bill was very reserved. Most other coaches aren't. You're gonna hear a little bit more, about what they were thinking and what they feel like the mindset is of the team and everything like that. And I think he's been handling himself pretty decently. He'll continue to grow, as a coach. I think next year, they're going to have to add some pieces, especially, on that offensive line. That's going to be a major, thing they got to figure out, as far as free agency, draft, and everything like that. We got to address that. We got to get some solid guys up front to protect the young QB, allow Ramondre to get going running the football consistently. And then obviously we got to find who's going to be our guys at receiver that can consistently make plays and get open. Like I think that's just what it is. It's a tough, as a fan watching it, tough as, a former player watching your team go down like that. But I said, and at the same time too, as of right now, losing, it isn't all so bad. Like you definitely want to see games be much more competitive than what we watched out there on Sunday. But I would say losing isn't all so bad. I mean, gonna end up with a high draft pick, probably top 3 draft pick more than likely. Then you can kind of do what you want, with that, whether you want to trade back, whether you want to find a guy that you want to draft, Will Campbell or, Travis Hunter, whoever they figure out is their desired player in that draft. Because got a lot of time, before that time comes about. But there's definitely a lot of work to do, but I understand the frustration, from Patriot fans, but I will just continue to say, just be patient, man. It's not every coach in their first year going to have success like D'Amico Ryans and take their team to the playoffs. Right. Everybody's calling, like, we need to get Ben Johnson from Detroit. And it's like, I get it. Ben Johnson's a good coach, but you don't know whether he's going to be a good head coach either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So everything looks good from the outside looking in, but there's no guarantees when it comes to anything. So just give it some time, man. Allow Mayo to at least get into his second year, and see how things go. But I will say, I want to kind of bring it up to y'all, like post game, some of the media, the NFL media is allowed to come in the locker room after the game. They said they saw, some guys, laughing, smiling, after a loss, after having a disappointing performance. How do you guys, kind of view that? Well, so I mean, y'all been in locker rooms before. I mean, we haven't been on a ton of losing football teams and all that, but how do you guys feel about that? If you're seeing some of your teammates maybe laughing, smiling after getting beat down.
That's something that'll send me over the edge. You know what I'm saying? But through playing ball, I had to learn that everybody don't handle everything the same way. Or some people feel like they went out there and did it their best and it came up short and we lost. Like at the end of the day, it's a game, to some people. And then there's other players that take it a lot more serious. So, I kind of with that topic, I kind of just, I kind of chill on it. Cause I mean, I lost a game in college and was boohoo crying, fam. Cause that's how much work and effort and time and blood, sweat, and tears, and just situations of being in close games that, you put so much into it just to come up short a certain way. It hit, you know what I'm saying? It could hit different for other people. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think you tweeted it, James. It's a different generation, dog. You know what I'm saying? We had the Malik Neighbors, interview is just like
we go get
hey, no media training.
Media training, but that's the way ball going now. So it's different stuff is accepted at different times.
Yeah, how you feel about that, Warren?
I mean, it would have same thing. So said like it would have upset me, especially if I was a vet, somebody that is trying to push his team in the right direction, and you lost by almost 3 scores, I think.
Yeah,
and it's a division matchup. it's just like one of those things. Not saying that they don't, but you got to have respect for the guys in the locker room. I don't know who was doing the laughing or anything like that, but like you got to have respect for the guys in the locker room. Guys, put the work in. Not saying that you don't, but it's guys that have been here that don't like losing like that, right? Again, everybody handles the game differently, but when you get into the locker room after a loss like that, wait till you leave the facility.
Yeah. When the media not around, then laugh.
When the media,
don't do it.
The media not around, because they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna blow it up into something that bigger than what it could be at that point in time. So you kind of just got to know your surroundings at all times, know where you're at, know who's around you and whatnot. But I think if I was a vet, like Bree said, it kind of would have put me over the edge. So I mean, it's just take another guy's feelings into consideration as well.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true too. What Los put at the bottom, it ain't really too many. It ain't really too many vets in that locker room. But at the same time, though, it is like I look at obviously KB. With the news of KB. I want to say Jabril Peppers just got cleared. So I mean, you got some people. Got reinstated. So you got some people that's been in the league that I know for sure like that ain't flying with him, just especially what I'm saying, the energy that he brings. So I think you just got to get more older vets in that locker room, man, because it's a young team.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing David Andrews, you're missing Jawan Bentley. I'm sure he was still there traveling. So he's been traveling to the game. Some of your better players that have been on the team for quite some time that probably can hold guys a little bit more accountable in those type of situations. But yeah. That definitely would have rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But at the same time, I tweeted too, like for myself, I'm not saying anything to guys like that. That's those type of players usually end up getting phased out unless obviously this ultra talented player that people handle losses, wins a little bit differently. Maybe they feel like, hey, I did what I need to do. Like I handle my business. What I'm supposed to be, all upset about. Some people are more about their individual performances more than the team. That's just the nature of the game, but that's just the way it goes. But yeah, definitely a tough loss. Tua 7-0 against the Patriots. That's crazy. I did not know that. Tua undefeated against the Pats. Yeah. So he got our number 100%. So shout out to Tua, man. How about the fans? All right, Kyle. Yeah, they got a shot, man. Look, I mean, with Tua back, man, they definitely got a shot. They have a dangerous offense. It's all about, to me, once they do get there, what will they do? That's always been a thing for the Dolphins. There's always been talent. And the defense side of the ball, too. They haven't been sharp, for the most part of the season. As of the last couple of weeks, they've been playing a little bit better. But the defense is sharp, and they actually get to play well. If they got to try, most likely they end up having to travel
somewhere cold.
Right. So which Tua, post-game, he said they play the Packers, Thanksgiving, so on Thursday, so it's gonna be cold. So they get an opportunity to get a little bit of practice when it comes to that. So we'll see how they perform in that game. But we had some other week 12 matchups in the NFL. We had the Chiefs. They escaped versus the Panthers. Panthers game and run for them. The Chiefs, man, they've been on the brinks week after week after week, but they still find a way. I mean, the good teams.
Shout out to the Panthers, man.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously. They're not in the best position, but they play some really close games. Bryce Young came back. He's playing well. But shout out to them because they've been taking people to the wire now.
Yeah.
Man, we got a homie, Toe.
Shout out Toe.
He commented and said, I don't know where he get this nickname for Bryce Young. Bryce Spice. I don't know, but we gotta give a shout out to the Panthers though for sure. Like you said, they've been playing tight games. At least that's good to see that an organization, them boys, at least not, just giving up. Because we know, how hard it is. We talked about last episode when you ain't got no playoff opportunity, man. It get hard to go to work every day.
Yeah, man. People start booking them vacations, start worrying about free agency, how much money they about to get.
All
season. People going in different directions. You got some guys focused on the season. You got some guys, worry about, everything else. But, shout out to Bryce Young, though. Got benched for a couple weeks and got his opportunity to come back and start. He been handling business. He had 21 for 35, 263 yards and a tug, against the Chiefs, which that's a tough defense, especially for a young quarterback. He's been getting back to himself. He's starting to make some plays, like Lo said, kind of like Alabama Bryce. He really moved around the pocket a little bit, not to run a lot of times, but move around the pocket, make some good decisions. Seems like he's starting to get his confidence back, and I think that's what it's all about. At the quarterback position of some of those young players. Sometimes when you sit back for a couple of weeks, you get to reassess everything. Things kind of get taken away from you a little bit. Then you get your opportunity. You want to maximize on that opportunity once again. So shout out to Bryce Young. Hopefully he keeps it going. I know a lot of people are starting to write him off and thinking the Panthers should trade him and this and that, but got to stick with the guy, man. Number 1 overall pick. Y'all ready to dump people after for one season.
Be mad, boy.
It's crazy. You gotta give people some time, man. People got to get patience once again. Everybody want that instant success, that instant gratification. That ain't how life works. It takes time for success to happen. And then we'll go back to the NFC West. The Seahawks, they went toe-to-toe with the Cardinals. The Cardinals was at the top of the division. And Seahawks, they handled their business, went out there, slowed down the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Geno went back out there. This thing, Jackson Smith and Jake, we keep talking about him.
Oh yeah, we talk
every single week. He's been gaming. Last year they didn't really use him like that, but this year, DK's been out some and this and that, and he's been emerging as one of those guys, and it's been a pleasure to see. Because I was always a big fan of his at Ohio State. He wasn't like the ultra, probably like talented, athletic guy, but just find a way to get open and catch everything. You know what I'm saying? So It's been good to see his type of performances that he's been having now. Seahawks are at the top of the division. It's going to be going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the rest of the season, like the Rams going to be in it. The 49ers look like they working their way out of it. I'm sure the Cardinals will try and bounce their way back into it, but that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. But the Seahawks look pretty good. I don't know what y'all seeing from that game.
I feel like if you in that division, this is the best time to, everybody in that division looks beatable, especially the 49ers. So if you got a window, this your window right here to make it happen. Obviously
to sneak in there.
Right, the Rams, Arizona, and then also with the Seahawks. I've kind of given up on San Fran, but we can see, right? Like you never know. So that's just my take on that division. It's now or never, because you don't know how long San Fran gonna be down or what moves they're gonna make. And then Seattle, the way Seattle is building, got a young defense. They look like they're gonna be a force to reckon with, in the years to come if they can stay healthy. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a really good game to watch. Unfortunately, now we back to third, but we're gonna make it all right. It's
close. Rams 5-6, and San Fran 5-6. So
it's close, but
out.
Yeah, but seeing Seattle's defense play as well as they did was fun to watch. They've had an up and down year. They've had some hot spots. They've had some slow starts, and being able to see them put a full game together. And not to mention, the Cardinals offense has been moving the ball pretty well these last few weeks. So to be able to do that, I think it looks bright for them. But wait till they play the Rams. I gotta say that. You gotta plug my boys.
And then you gotta talk about the Bucks and the Giants game. Obviously Daniel Jones gets benched, ends up actually getting released. Based on his statement to the media and everything during the week, it was pretty much saying goodbye to everybody and thanking this and that. So I figured he had to be released. Tommy DeVito enters in as the starting quarterback, and the results are the results. I mean, what did they expect? What's gonna happen? The Bucks go out there and beat them down. Looked like a little league game down there. Bucky Irvin was going crazy. Baker Mayfield going crazy doing the Tommy DeVito celebration and everything with 30-7. It was, no contest, pretty much whatsoever. And look, man, their best quarterback, they released him, which, that doesn't make sense to me. That to me, you're not trying to win football games if you just release a guy like Daniel Jones and you just decide to, start your third string quarterback. I mean, to me, that's tanking, like in my opinion. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And like I said, the results show for itself. Your young receiver, he pissed off in his first year. We might as well just go to the social standout now. We got to go to the. I'll let Pert take his time to pull up the interview. But the League Neighbors, I think during his draft process, teams were pretty much, some of them may have wanted to shy away from him. I mean, he's uber talented, but he's gonna speak his mind. Like, he's not gonna hold back on how he feel in these interviews. This is how he felt post game.
It ain't the quarterback. Same outcome when we had DJ at quarterback. I mean, take a look. Take a look. It ain't the quarterback. So
what do you think?
What is it? I don't know what it is. Everybody knows.
Don't mess with that gun.
We'll take 3 more. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I know I'm tired of losing. It ain't the quarterback.
Hey, I like it though. You hear what he's saying? He said he tired of losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously he wanted the ball, but he tired of them losing. I like that. I like the competitive spirit. You know, especially in a young player. You want to go out there, you want to get the ball, but at the end of the day, you want to win football games. Look, he's not going to be shy about it. You know, things may start to unravel a little bit more throughout the rest of the season for this football team based on what they're trying to do. Per Buccaneers divide Tommy. Hey, but yeah, man, I don't mind it.
Giants fan.
Yeah, it's bad though. It's bad for New York. You know, I'm not sure how they end up fixing. I mean, obviously they're gonna have to go out there and draft a quarterback or sign one free agency. I don't know how they end up going about it. I don't know what they end up doing with my guy Brian Daboll, who I think is a good football coach. Like I said, I think he's a talented coach. He can relate to the players and everything. He can get on their level because he's coached tight ends with the New England Patriots when I was there, so I know what type of coach he is. Saw what he did for Josh Allen when he was the offensive coordinator there at Buffalo. So he's definitely a guy that knows what he's doing. I'm not sure if they decide to move on from him or whatnot. I don't know how y'all feel about the whole New York Giants situation. Malik Neighbors, his post-game interview.
I feel like if you Brian Daboll, like people don't want to say it, but you might want to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like both New York teams, poorly ran organizations, man, and you could see it. And it was displayed on Hard Knocks this whole off season. Like I don't know what Giant fans or people in that building was even expecting, man, because all off season you've seen that organization make nothing but bad moves. And it started with the whole Saquon thing. You lose McKinnon to Green Bay, who having an all-pro year.
He had another pick again.
I want to say two. I know he had one for sure, but I heard when he caught that one, it was like that's the second one. So I don't know if he caught one before that. But even if having a defensive player of the year, type season, and you let all these people walk just because you was trying to be cheap and hold on to bread. So I don't feel bad for them teams, man. That's again, when you don't make no moves and you got teams like Philly and all these other, franchises trying to gear up to go for them runs, what else do you expect? So
on the bright side for them, they still have talent, right? They still got good players.
Yeah, for sure.
On the defensive side of the ball, you still got good players. I think you still have the pieces and still got the makings of a good defense. You can still, build, get some pieces out of the draft, maybe the free agency, help yourself out on offense.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
Yeah, but
that's about it.
I feel like for the Giants, they defense never been an issue. Like they always had good defenses enough that they could compete. But you don't got nobody else outside of your first round rookie receiver. Like I don't know what the game plan was going into the year. Like
they clearly didn't have one. They let their best offensive weapon go and Saquon. I mean, if you had him, I'm sure that probably would have helped. But still, I don't even think Saquon would have been enough to really right the ship for that football team. But who knows how it goes for New York at the end of this season. We also had, speaking of Xavier McKinney, the Packers, man, they put a beat down on San Fran. What's going on in San Francisco? I know we say every week, we keep saying that window is starting to close.
It's man.
Stuff ain't really working over there, man. Xavier McKinney had him another pick. Josh Jacobs. Hey, I said I keep saying that during the off season. I was wondering why they let Aaron Jones walk in there, which Aaron Jones is still a good football player, still balling. But Josh Jacobs been a difference maker for that football team. He's a different runner. Like he's physical, can make guys miss. He can make explosive plays. I feel like he's a tone setter, for the football team. Along with the finesse that Jordan Love, the receivers, Watson and Dobbs and Jaden Reed, who've been balling, all year long. They got very good young receiving core. It's a dangerous football team. This team, I believe, will be in the playoffs, and look, they're gonna be a scary matchup for anybody. When they line up, they were dangerous last year. Had opportunity to they played San Fran, and they could have won that game last year. Jordan Love ended up throwing that late game interception at the end, but we'll see what happens with them. I don't know what y'all feel happened in that game. I know Debo ain't been going as crazy as what he usually has been going as far as just getting the ball in his hand, not when it comes to the routes and everything. I think Debo you gotta get back in the lab a little bit with the routes, man. We need you out there, man. Like you supposed to be a go-to guy. Brandon Ayuk, he's down, which I feel is their number one actual receiver. Debo's probably their number one like playmaker as far as getting the ball, screens, bubble screens, hand it to him, make plays. But I think in order for them to really get to that next step, I think Debo gonna have to become that number one type receiver, and you're gonna have to run routes and win in one-on-one type situations. So I do believe he has to step it up. So
and he's been, and it's not like he was never that. He was there. Before CMC came in, he was that guy. He was making the plays. So he just got to get back to it, right? They got to figure out how to get him more involved. He got to figure out how to get open, get the ball in his hands, make plays in space. We ain't seen that Debo that we've seen in the last couple of years, right? So figure out how to get him, into a place where he can have some success. I think the Packers are just a dangerous team. Like that NFC North is not a joke. The Lions ain't playing. The Packers ain't playing. The Vikings are good. Yeah. I mean, the Bears just took them to the wire too. The Bears and Vikings just went to the wire.
Yeah.
Bears are getting better. So, bro, that's a tough division. So Green Bay's just an explosive team. Green Bay's just an explosive team.
And that's how I feel about Green Bay. I think Green Bay really one of them sleeper teams. Like you look at their receiving core, they could really beat you with multiple people, man. Yeah. Down from Watson to Reed and to he was cutting up a couple weeks ago. What's his name?
Romeo Dobbs? Yeah,
Romeo Dobbs, right? Like them all three emerging. And really Watson, I think, dropped a clear tud. You know what I'm saying? That would have made it even worse. You get what I'm saying? So I just think Green Bay, one of them teams. A lot of these teams in the NFC gonna have to. You don't want to see them in the wild card. Right?
Jordan Love definitely, as Lo said, he definitely got to clean up those interceptions.
Turnovers.
He was clean. Yeah, he was clean this past week. He don't think he had any books against the 49ers, but throughout the year, he's taking some risks. He likes to throw in some tight windows and try and squeeze the ball into tight coverage. And look, that's going to cost you sometimes when you play good defenses or you're throwing against some guys who are very good at attacking the ball. So if they do want to take that or make that Super Bowl run, he's definitely going to have to clean that up. Then I'll switch it right to the NFC North once again. The Bears play the Vikings. And look, Caleb Williams I got to call that game. So I called the Bears-Vikings game. Caleb Williams played pretty well, man. He started to see some of that USC Caleb Williams making some plays, scrambling, using his legs, getting some first downs, some pretty nice throws and 2-minute situations to get his team to overtime. And in overtime, he, made some crucial mistakes. Took a huge sack and, put him behind the sticks, which then the Vikings ended up getting the ball down and, making the game-winning field goal. But I do think there's still a lot of promise, for Chicago. I mean, unfortunately for them, this year, the division, the people in front of you they are gaming. They are gaming, and that's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that a lot of these teams are young, got a lot of young talent. So that's what it's going to be for them, every single year. So they're going to have to be sharp. Just watching them play, it's just like either the defense is playing well and the offense ain't getting right, or then the offense starts playing right and the defense can't get a stop, or special teams get a blocked field goal, muff punt. It's just like things just aren't on the same page or not playing complete team football. And then whenever they can get on that same page as a team, that's when they go start winning some football games. Ever since losing against Washington, they lost about, I think, like 4 straight, and a few of them have been on literally the last plays of the game. So they're gonna have to clean up, the first, second, and third, fourth quarters in regulation, whatever it may be. So these games don't have to come down to the last play. But shout out to the Vikings too, though, man. Jordan Addison went crazy. Man. They were able to slow down Jefferson, but when you got another guy on the other side who just as smooth, and he got Hawkinson came alive. He been pretty quiet since coming back from injury, but once he started coming back alive, man, the Vikings, you know what their defense could do, man. If Sam protect the ball with these weapons, Vikings dangerous, man.
I just feel like the NFC, when you think of it, it's just top heavy. It's so dangerous. Obviously the Vikings present their problems. Their defense is a funky look. A lot of people ain't seen it. You just seen what Philly can do last night when they O-line blocking and those guys get rolling. And obviously the Packers and then Detroit, right? And I know I'm missing out some other teams, but those are the teams that if you look at them, they all present issues. Major issues too. So I'm just interested to see how this whole thing work out. I want to say this about Chicago though. Chicago remind me a little bit of Detroit maybe 3 years ago, Dan Campbell first year, right? Where they had all those games that they lost by like a combined of like at the end of the year it was like 14 points or something.
That's when they first got Jared too, right?
That's when they first got Jared. And you could tell, right? They got a little something. They just got to figure out how to win those close games. And maybe that piece is just Caleb. Once Caleb get up to speed, they're going to be a dangerous team. So I just think, for Bears fans, you just gotta sit and hope.
You gotta see it.
They've been doing that for years.
They've been doing that
for years. But it ain't look like this though. It ain't look like this in a minute. So they got some hope, man. Hopefully that front office can draft good, get a new head coach. I don't know what that whole thing is gonna look like, but they got something to build off of for sure down there in shot.
Yeah, it's that. I think Carlos, if you could pop that comment from Carlos, he said, you see Caleb really getting helped up off the ground by his teammates. You guys think it's a cultural thing, or you think it's, teammates might get frustrated with his personality? I'm not sure. I mean, people was raving about him, during, training camp and everything like that. So I don't think it's a culture thing. Dude's probably tired. He be holding on to that ball for so long. The boy's probably tired. They're not trying to get over there to help him up. I don't think he's a bad dude, man. I know a lot of people can give him a bad rap, trying to question, the type of person that he is. I don't think he's a bad dude. I mean, to me, watching him, this past weekend on Sunday, or yesterday, I should say, he looked fired up after sending it to overtime. He looked like he really cared and he was motivated to go out there and try and help his team win. That was some of the most personality I've seen him show, in his rookie season. So it goes to show me that he actually, cares about winning football. He's trying to do the right things to help his team win. So to me, I don't think it's a culture thing. I think just at times, people just forget. You got your own mind when you out there on the field, man. You be thinking about, maybe you missed a block or you just trying to get back to the huddle. You forget about helping your quarterback up and things of that nature. But the more he plays, he'll continue to earn the respect, of his teammates and everything. And then every time he hits the ground, his offensive line will, start to help him up. And I will say the offensive line played pretty good, this past weekend too. And I know they've been struggling throughout the year. They gave him quite a few, good pockets and some good protection. A lot of times where he got sacked, it was on him just holding the football. So, I don't think he's a bad dude. I don't know how y'all feel about the culture thing and everything.
I was gonna say I agree with you. I think it probably is partly guys being tired, him holding the ball for so long. Because if I'm not mistaken, like the Bears are like one of the top in the league in terms of like having the longest amount of time the ball is out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's got time in the pocket. The offensive line has not been playing bad. Don't get me wrong. Obviously they've been in some close games, had some plays here and there where they've given up sacks or Caleb's had to get out and extend the play. But the offensive line hasn't played bad thus far. I just think that, again, like you said, Caleb has to get up to speed and things like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the culture. I just think guys are tired, things like that happen.
Yeah. And I think, what it is, he just broke a big run. And I think what it is when you losing, they find a way to pinpoint every little thing. Everything. Person ain't helping somebody up. Person ain't doing this. Person ain't doing that. But then there's other teams that go through these same situations and have the same issues, but the winning, covers it up. So I don't think they got an issue as far as culture wise there. I think their issue is they got to find out a coach that's able to dial that shit up for Caleb, right? Don't take somebody different.
I was gonna say, but do they get rid of Eberflus? I mean, because they did like a study or something like that. Somebody put it on social media that the Bears' last few quarterbacks, and I could be wrong, I could be completely butchering this, but like the last Bears few quarterbacks have been 2 and out, right? Like you don't really give a guy a chance to like sit and figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously guys want to win now, teams want to win now. Guys, people aren't being patient. But like Do you do that now that Eberflus has a rookie quarterback? You know, he's a new team. He got new weapons.
I don't think they just got to get. It's got to get a good OC. I think
I'm about to say, or you got to,
you fired Shane Waldron, didn't you?
Yeah, and Thomas Brown, he's been doing pretty straight the last couple of weeks. He's doing solid. So maybe we'll see how he finishes out the year, and maybe they can hire from within if they don't end up letting Eberflus go. And I know that's the easy. Everybody think that's the easy solution, just to fire the coach. But sometimes that puts you back. Once again.
I think with that though is so tough because their coach is he's kind of backed into a corner, right? Like this is a find the right hire, whether that's the OC that you got now. If it don't work out, you gone. So I just think you got to look at everything. You got to cover all your bases, and maybe it is the right decision to keep who you have there. But if you can maybe find another OC that you think fits the system and can be able to coach up Caleb the way that he needs to, then and you got to go with that. So I just think it's a whole process that got to be looked through.
Most definitely. Now let's take it to the money down segment where plays are made, and that's how you get paid. We're gonna take you out to Washington, Cowboys versus Commanders, and woo-wee, Devontae Turpin. I ain't never seen this before.
This thing deep. Line drive to Turpin, and it bounces through his legs. Here he comes.
Oh wow! Picked it up with one hand. Spin.
Turpin spinning free.
Hey.
Here he goes.
And slid. That was slid.
Takes it all the way.
That literally looked like Madden. That looked like some mad jump. That spin move, that spin move was elite. Bro,
this thing deep.
I ain't never seen
the ball over one hand, bro.
On a kickoff return, and he wasn't even sprinting at the time of the spin either. So acceleration.
That boy hit that gear so quick.
It's people that got a different gear, y'all. Look, he out of there. He gone from that point on. He gone. Oh,
bro, you know how crazy you got to be to try this? Because if you get tackled right there, them coaches going to be on you.
What the frick are you doing?
He 150 pounds. That's gonna hurt. Like that is gonna hurt,
man.
Yeah, bro, he's done that now. He gotten 2 kick returns, 4 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks, something like that.
He all pro for sure.
Yeah, he all pro for sure.
Go ahead and get yourself that cheese, man.
That bad, man. Gotta get it. He said post game felt like he was doing something. He definitely did something we never did. 100%. That was fire. Shout out to Devontae Turpin, man.
Must have got some inspiration from that Saquon spin a couple of weeks ago.
Some.
Them boys trying. Them boys trying stuff.
Now.
Them boys experimenting.
Gotta get on Sports Center, man.
Big win for the Cowboys too now. Big win for the Cowboys.
Hey, they still like in contention a little bit. Like we can see,
Let's see what they at. They 4-7. So I mean, I don't know the playoff picture.
You gotta win every game.
Hey, Cooper Rush the new franchise?
Nah. We're not gonna go that far. We're not gonna go that far, man.
Hey, man. We've been saying the most outlandish stuff these past couple weeks.
We go turn the page to some college football, man. We had some good matchups this past weekend. Obviously, we had Ohio State versus Indiana. That was one of those early morning matchup. Indiana special teams really threw the game. The muff, whatever, catch of the punter and everything. I mean, Ohio State back-to-back
point shaving, y'all.
Punters muff the punt. And, the game just really got out of hand after that point. Otherwise, Indiana was playing deep. I mean, the offense had a good first drive, and then they was really stagnant for pretty much the rest of the game. But if you're able to just punt the football, look, I feel like it would have been much closer. And it's tough for Indiana. Now, a lot of people are saying they don't deserve, to be in the college football playoff. But with them only having 1 loss, and there's teams that have 2 and 3 losses that they think they should have, a upper hand on them because of the conference.
People that they 3 loss Bama gonna sneak in there,
which is crazy to me. It's hard to go 11-1, as we see. It's just hard to go 11-1 and only lose 1 football game, no matter in what conference you're in and what your schedule looks like. I think is the most parity we've seen in college football. So to me, Indiana wins this week. I still think they deserve a spot in the college football playoff. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I think if they get in, technically it'll probably be 4 Big Ten teams. If Penn State ends up winning this weekend too, because it'll be Oregon, Ohio State. They'll end up playing most likely in the Big Ten championship, and then Penn State, then Indiana. So 4 Big Ten teams probably will end up have to getting in if Indiana gets in. So I don't know how y'all feel about that.
It wasn't 5. Nah, it was 4.
Yeah, only 4. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
I agree. I think Indiana deserves to be in the college football playoff. If they win next week, like, you got to give them a chance, right? Like, it was one of those things, like, defense didn't play a bad game. Obviously, special teams wasn't clicking, and that's where they got. That's where I hurt them.
And a punt return too, yeah.
Yeah, and a punt return. So you got to be able to. You got to give them a chance. Like I said, you can't take a look at, you can't look at their schedule and say, oh, well, they don't deserve it because, they only beat A, B, C, and D, and those teams weren't ranked, things like that. Not the best teams, whatnot. But it's hard to win in the Big Ten. It's hard to go with one loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the powerful. This is like one of the powerful, right? This is one of the big dog conferences. Like, it's hard to go in and win week in and week out, right? So they came up against a challenge with O State. Obviously, it didn't go their way. They didn't play terrible, but you got to give them a chance.
Yeah, they ain't. And I mean, I think if you really watch that game, their offense looked like it was rolling. The defense went out there and made some good stops. I just really think the momentum shifted on that. I want to say that drop punt. Right before going in the halftime, O State was able to capitalize and just kind of pull away. But that's where the experience come of a team that really hasn't been in those situations yet, trying to figure it out. So I think they're still well deserving, and this is what the college football playoffs is all about. We're trying to get different teams in that can get in, that can maybe go on the road and go into a hostile environment and bring some of that college football magic that we see week in and week out. So, I just think it's a lot of teams coming in from whether it's the Big Ten or the SEC. I just know they're gonna have to leave one team out, and you never know if it matters of, you look at Alabama, who's played a tougher schedule, I guess you can say, and that their fans are gonna travel. They're gonna bring that whole energy. Maybe that's something that the committee look into.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about none of that. That's where you got 3 losses.
But that's the committee. That's how it go, man. Yeah. So. We definitely gonna see, but I see one team out of either the SEC or the Big Ten getting snubbed out that deserve a spot.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Bama, they lose to Oklahoma. They get blown out
5-6.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma to play some pretty decent, close football games throughout this year. I know record doesn't really show that, but how about Alabama, man? I know those fans probably on Caleb DeBoer head, going from Nick Saban to him, and now they losing 3 football games. They lost to Vandy, they lost to Tennessee, and now they losing to Oklahoma. That's a tough year for them, which I mean, still a good year for most teams, but tough year for Alabama. 3 losses, which I mean, like as we keep saying, I'm sure they still go try and find a way to get these guys in to see what happens this weekend. Maybe a couple more teams end up losing to give them another opportunity. I don't think I could count them out just yet, based on, the committee and everything, and, based on teams' records and how they favor the SEC and them knocking each other off. I don't know how y'all feel about Alabama this year.
They need to sit down. They need to go ahead and just enjoy a bowl game. And they need a vibe this year. The thing is, you're talking about it again. This is not the same Alabama that we've seen in the past. So
sure not.
You can mess around and put Alabama in the playoff and they embarrass themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like this, it's that type of year. Now, I'm not saying that Alabama's not a good team, but Caleb DeBoer doesn't have them where they need to be right now. So playing against a Oklahoma team that only had 5 wins going into the game, and if I'm not mistaken, they have a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Alabama playing Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn to finish their season, right? And people was talking about it on ESPN and things like that, talking about like, oh, well, they should, win out. They should be able to make the playoff. They didn't. So like at this point, like it shouldn't be a conversation. Like you have other 2-loss SEC teams that should get in before Alabama does what they probably will.
Though
Tennessee's a 2-loss, right?
Yeah,
Or is it
Tennessee.
3?
I think Tennessee is.
I think it's a 2-loss, but I think I want to say Tennessee close out with somebody.
Let me see. Let me check this. Tennessee plays Vandy, so that's dangerous for them. Let's see. Tennessee's 9-2. We got Ole Miss is 8-3. Georgia's 9-2. Let's see who else in SEC. But that's the only few 2-loss. Perk can pull it up. Yeah, so
Tennessee,
Texas A&M. What they got?
Texas A&M.
They got to play Texas.
3 losses. They got 3 losses.
So they got to play Texas.
A lot of these teams in the SEC should be weeded out with these 3 losses, but but we know
we don't know. and you know what's so crazy, Warren? Like I agree with you. I at first I didn't. I felt like if Bama was a 3-loss team and they played better and didn't have the outing that they showed against Tennessee, I think that it was a possibility that they could get in. But if you watch that game on Saturday, they look so bad. They look terrible on offense. It was a lot of QB runs, which I couldn't understand why they kept running Milrose so much. And then even just the pass concepts and routes on the guys for the outside. If it's not Ryan Williams, it just seemed like they don't have nothing else for the other guys to, you know what I'm saying, get the ball. So I'm with you now as far as just what they showed on Saturday.
Yep.
I don't think that they should be a team. If a 3-loss team does get in, I think there will be other 3-loss teams that are better if that's the route that they go. But again, we know how politics is. We've seen it last year. We've seen it last year with them keeping Florida State out, right? Like if they could find a way to get Bama in this joint,
they're gonna find
a way. So, you know, we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah. And again, they're only doing it because the fans travel well.
Yeah, and based on
For
prior
sure.
history and everything too, they just like,
That's the thing, like
Alabama. We put Alabama in, they gonna have a chance to potentially win a chip. Which I mean, maybe, but
everybody does. Everybody does at that point.
Y'all boys know I've been screaming Lank all year, right? Like, cause you know I'm a Milrose supporter. I want the homie to do good.
He's a baller for sure.
You feel me? But I seen a tweet. They said, "Boy, they say it's not knowing the song." I said, "Man, Twitter's quick."
Hey, they don't mess around, boy.
Twitter is quick, y'all boys. Twitter's quick.
As soon as you mess up, they gonna dig up. They gonna dig up everything. They say they don't know no more. They don't know nothing about you now.
Nope.
But yeah, tough year for Alabama. Like I said, don't count them out though. Committee definitely not gonna count them out. They gonna find a way to get them boys in there. We also had Ole Miss lost to Florida. You know, once again, you know, Ole Miss is always find a way to trick it off, man. Had a big win last week, and then come out.
They out.
Which Florida? You know, Florida they've been playing well, man. Shout out to Napier. He been doing his thing, coaching them boys up. Lagway he been balling. Young freshman quarterback doing his thing, throwing the football across the yard and whatnot. But them boys are competing. I seen they've got a couple commits too. So I think some of the young players starting to kind of believe in that process. So Florida gonna start to get some recruits. So we'll see if they end up turning the corner. Ole Miss, man, Lane. We need you to get over that hump, man. You got to be able to win these tight games, close it out. And then also we had Colorado. They control their own destiny as far as making it to the Big 12 championship. End up, losing to Kansas, which Kansas, they've been able to knock off team after team.
Boy,
motivated.
Kansas and Florida, bro.
Hey,
we going down, you going down with us.
I like it though, man. Look, teams are competing, man. No matter what your record are, they trying to ruin your season with this 12-team playoff. A lot of teams have hope. Kansas was the team that had a lot of high expectations coming into the year. Didn't play well early on, but now in the back end, they got a ton of talent. Good back, Neal, have a good corner, Kobe Bryant. And obviously, Travis Hunter did his thing. Shador played pretty well, but altogether, their team wasn't able to, control their own destiny anymore. Now they need some losses from, I believe, Arizona State, and BYU, or maybe one other team, even Iowa State, for them to get into the Big 12 championship. So they still have a chance. But man, I think college football been fun this year, man. Every weekend somebody getting knocked off, man. It's fun. I don't know what y'all think.
One of the best years, and we've been talking about it traditionally, right? Like before the whole playoff thing, you couldn't lose a game, bro. You better win every single game. Then obviously with the playoffs starting to come around, the 4 teams, right? You knew
you had to win. You could lose. You could probably give up 1 to 2, depending on what conference you was in and how the season went. But I like how it is now, right? Like every team, no matter what conference, strength of schedule, you got an opportunity week in, week out to go out there and prove why you deserve to be one of those 12 teams, which I honestly think at some point it might expand to 16. Like you just never know, because it's gonna generate so much money. 2, I'm excited for the playoffs because you might get an Arizona State, right, who's a sleeper team this year, traveling to let's say a Georgia or a team that you would never see play. We starting to get these matchups where you can kind of really see how certain programs are able to have better players, or have, like, you getting the chance as a college football fan to experience all this. So I just think the playoffs right now, I think expanding to 12 was the best thing that college football could have did.
It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited. Last week of college football this week, and speaking of it, it's rivalry week in college football, and for us as Badgers, I mean it's a extra big week in Madtown. Paul Bunyan's we actually get to play on Black Friday, 11 a.m. So early start. So 11 a.m. on Friday we play against those guys in Minnesota, and it's important. Look, we still fighting for a bowl game, and
for bowl relevancy.
We done lost all the trophies so far this year. We lost to Iowa, lost to Nebraska, so we can't go over. Can't leave the trophy case completely empty, this season. So look, we all know, how much this game means to us.
Mood just changed, man.
Hey, bro.
Meaning to the school. Look, if anybody, I don't know if any Badgers listening to this, but we gotta have this one. Like, no matter what the season looked like, prior to this game, we cannot lose to them Gophers, man. Look, and they've been playing pretty.
They've been playing good ball.
They've been playing good ball, bro.
Took Penn
They
State
just took Penn State to the wire.
They've been so it's not gonna be easy. Like I said, it's gonna be a 4-quarter game, probably be a last possession game. Like, look, we gotta keep that axe, man. Look at Warren. We gotta chop them cold posts down this weekend. We gotta handle business. We need you, Braden Locke. Play your best game of the year. Tyree Walker, keep doing your thing, running football. Vinny Anthony, we need some more big plays. Had another big one this past weekend in defense. Look, we gotta stop the run. Got to. Look, they got a good back, Darius Taylor.
They are gonna run the ball.
They're gonna run that rock. we got look, if we got to stack the box, we gotta get a goal line. I don't care, man. We gotta slow down the run. I don't know how y'all feel about this weekend, but we gotta have this dub. We have one of the most active, longest, win streaks as far as bowl games. But it's been like 22 seasons,
3 or something like that.
Something like that. So we can't,
bro. We can't. And here's the thing, bro. Like, we can't lose and then also not make a bowl game, bro. They go
wear that over our head, boy.
We've done that to them multiple times.
Yeah. I was just talking crap last year. Like, y'all ain't got to take your exams and good luck.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, boys. Like, y'all know, man. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but we'll see. I just have a fear, bro. Of we got gunned against Iowa. That was bad. We got gunned against Nebraska. That was bad.
On us.
Listen, I don't know, man. Even if we do lose, but we can't get gunned, bro.
Yeah, can't get not at home neither.
Not at home.
Whatever defense we was running with the 3 down linemen, and run it like.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about what we did. Now we still got gunned down against Iowa, but at some point we put 3 down linemen in the game in short yard. We should be running that from the snap.
Yeah.
Jump.
Get some extra guys in the
It's gonna be a hard-nosed game.
Confidence, man. We gonna win, y'all boys. We gonna win.
Oh, for sure.
It's a lot on the line, man. It's a lot on the line, man. If I'm Coach Fickle and the rest of the coaching staff, look, hey, y'all better play y'all best game yet. Look, I'm going to prepare y'all the best I can, and y'all got to go out there and play free. Don't play, obviously, with on eggshells and this and that nature. But look, play free, have fun. Look, it's one of those matchups that you always remember every single matchup you have against this team. I know I remember all my performances I had against Minnesota. They was like all of them was good. Always try to have a day, versus Minnesota. I mean, they've gotten much better. I will say, over that time, they've got good players. So look, man, it's gonna be a fun one this weekend. Definitely be tapped into it. Hopefully we keep Paul Bunyan's axe. We gotta have that. And before we wrap, we got to talk Thanksgiving on Thursday. So we definitely like to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you get to spend some times with some family, some friends, or whoever may be. Hopefully you're not alone this Thanksgiving, and just all of us be thankful for life, having friends like you guys, having family around. Life is short, man. So definitely gotta enjoy these moments, enjoy the good food, watch some football. We have some NFL football going on, a few good matchups. You can take a nap during the 3:00 game or 4:30 game when the Cowboys face the Giants. That game. So you can take your nap at that point, after that first plate, and then wait back up for the Dolphins-Packers game.
I don't know what you're talking about after the first plate. I'm taking that third.
So that would be tapped down though. With what y'all looking forward to for Thanksgiving on Thursday?
I'm looking for. He gonna say it right. He ain't even gonna say his family. Spending time.
I ain't gonna be able to see him, bro.
Yeah, he gonna be at my.
I'm spending it at J crib.
Oh, that's cool. Dang, that's gonna be what you making, James? Come on,
James ain't making nothing. James gonna be watching the food.
But same, man. I'm just, super ultra thankful for y'all boys. We talk every single day. It seems like all the time, whether it's sports, whatever the case is. So y'all are family, but just thankful for the people that we have around us. Like you said, life be lifing, man, and it is short. So you got to have a good support system. You got to have whatever it is that makes you happy. You got to be able to enjoy that, whether it's something small or it's big. Needless to say, that food gonna be, them candy yams, that mac and cheese, them collard greens.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously the turkey, the ham, you name it. We down. I'm down south, so we're gonna have stuffing, we're gonna have everything that you could imagine. But I'm super looking forward to dessert menu, dog. I don't know, as of lately, it's like I got a sweet tooth. Gotta finish off dinner with a nice dessert. So I don't know what Auntie gonna have on the table. She might have banana pudding, sweet potato pie, cheesecake. I don't know, snickerdoodle minis. I don't know, but hey, it's going down.
It's almost that time.
I ain't gonna lie, that dessert definitely be my favorite part. Obviously, get the good food, get the greens, the mac and cheese, everything, the stuffing. But that dessert, man, wifey make an apple pie. My brother make a cake, man, red velvet cake. May have, I don't know, somebody may make sweet potato pie, maybe some pumpkin pie too. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of desserts.
You gonna make
one of family friends be. We made that too. I had grandma made the Bahamas mamas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm missing out. I ain't gonna lie, them Bahamas. Y'all put me on the Bahamas. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. That sleep gonna be good. Y'all gonna have some good sleep. Them Bahamas, y'all had a dessert and then that Bahama mama. Y'all gonna be
tap out.
Gonna be out of there.
Man, I'm excited for the leftovers too.
Cheesecake to the family group chat. Yeah, I definitely got to find that recipe. That cheesecake look fire.
I gotta see it.
I'm gonna go
pee right after we done. I'm gonna go pee.
Man, but once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Money Down podcast on the Believe Network, presented by betonline.ag. Keep liking, keep subscribing. We definitely appreciate you guys. We definitely have our Money Down live from the nitty gritty. It's going to be dropping on Wednesday. It was a dope episode featuring, Melvin Gordon and Clint Cosgrove, a good friend of ours. But our first ever live show, first one, definitely won't be the last, but we definitely enjoyed it. I think you guys will enjoy it, when it drops. But Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.